it's like going up to a leader of a gang and talking with him straight. You might as well. I loved it when I could see them afterwards, and they're like, you know, I met one guy who said, hey, you know what, you spoke to me, and it really kind of meant a lot to me, and now I'm in the army. I'm in the army now. I'm doing that. I'm steering clear of trouble. I kept up with my grades in order to go to the army, and that was a really profound moment for me. And my wife can attest to that. My wife was there at a lot of those talks. And yeah, she was the one that the guys tried to pick up on, you know. And I said, "Hey, you're in the 5th form. You're 15. Sit down. Mouth, sit down.
That is your auntie.
That is my wife.
That's why you're not supposed to take your wife to these places. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my wife, Amy, and the family are listening right now. So
yeah, it's crazy because, hey man, big ups to all the Joe Savs out there, and they're trying to pick up on the wifey. Man, I taught y'all well.
Man, I met all 5 of them. Man.
Oh yeah, thank God for our Octomom. Yeah, we got.
Man, you know, I gotta say, you sound so much like a lost friend of ours, Rangi.
Yeah.
He was in Vegas, but you're much funnier than that guy.
Rangi?
Yeah.
Oh,
Have you heard of that
Do you
guy?
know Rangi?
I only know Rangi. Rangi.
How about Grungy? Oh, okay.
Oh man, I've never been to Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, Pearl Jam. That's good.
Kurt Cobain. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was a pain.
Yeah, there you go.
Cobain.
Oh my God! But you know what? I really want to identify with something that you said, especially with the youth. Is, you know, a lot of it is about mentality. You know what I mean? And Q and I have worked a long time within the community as far as these underserved communities and displaced communities. And a lot of it is just because we come from underserved, you know, impoverished, you know, areas, and so the level of education is not there, and like awareness and social awareness, and so we definitely understand. But you know, the crazy thing about it is, you know, I went away for school, and I can only imagine how it is in New Zealand, but I seen how much of an influence that place like LA, like Compton and Long Beach, and what you see, because you know, perception is everything, right?
That's right.
And how much it influences other places. And so like even when I was in Alabama and Colorado, you start to see these little upstarts that reminded me of home. And that was the craziest part, was because I was like, man, they were affiliated with things that was, you know, homegrown here in LA, but they never been there. You know what I mean? That was the craziest part. And so I have a good friend out there in New Zealand, and he kind of attested to what you said as far as how much like hip hop and, you know, the whole 50 Cent thing, and, you know, whatever, Eminem, and like, you know, because
you made me hungry.
Exactly, right? But like just how much influence it has, like the music and what they're saying in the music, and how they promote violence, and, you know, and man, like gangbanging is cool, you know what I mean? And so a lot of these kids think like, hey man, that's how I want my life to be, you know, even though their life is not like that, or maybe it has like little connotations of it, they sort of adopt it. And so that's the craziest part. And you know, when you mentioned it, it's just, you know, it just really makes me, and I know Q2, really kind of go harder in our community to really educate our youth about that.
Yeah, the toughest part is to be alone. The toughest part is to make a decision by yourself.
Yeah.
And being a leader is really tough. But the thing that I found that really connected with our Pacific brothers and sisters is when you talk to them about things that are unique to you, but things that are common to everyone. I used to talk about my dad all the time.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was impoverished, the fact that he didn't have the greatest education, the fact that he didn't have a college degree, but his mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his decisions and not his circumstances. So, and he's a very successful person, and it was just he had the mindset, and that's what I'd like to instill with those guys.
But I mean, there's definitely a reason why you're hanging out here at the barbecue with Q and Joe Sav. You are definitely one of the most positive people I've seen in the community. Kind of wrapping up this segment, I want you to you're talking to all of our millions and millions of listeners out there.
Am I the Rock, man?
Gazillions.
What advice would you give our listeners out there listening to you right now?
Be inspired. Find the thing that really inspires you and aim for it. You know, whether it's in education or whether it's in dance or whether it's musical. I mean, while I was a lawyer, I also indulged in music. I played 150 gigs for about 5 years, about 750 gigs.
That's the fun fact. So you continue with that.
Well, and it's just that, you know, I found things that I was really passionate about. Right now, I'm passionate about my family. I mean, my kids make me cry probably more than, you know, all my other years combined, you know, with my mum and the general. But I mean,
He's a
it just they fire me up. They make me passionate about life. Them and my wife and my my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both my families out here. But it's just to be inspired and you know, seek guidance from people. We're always looking up to someone.
Yeah.
We're always looking for that person. So 50 Cent, okay, in some ways he's very positive. In other
True.
ways he's not. But it's what you make of it. There's also some really positive role models out there right in front of you. Your fathers.
Yeah.
You know, or if not, your uncles or people at school or people that you can identify with in associations.
Yeah, because I mean, you can learn from anybody, right?
True.
Like watch Joe Sav. Whatever he does, do the opposite. You can learn
Exactly.
from everybody.
Learn
be
from that. Come on
inspired.
now.
That's right. That's why I'm driving on the wrong side of the road.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Colin for coming out and hanging out here at the barbecue.
Come on now.
Are you going to hang out with us?
Dude, I'm hungry, man. Can you see?
Man, you know what? Every one of our guests are hungry when they come over here, and they leave hungry. So
They leave hungrier. That's crazy.
They leave hungry. That's crazy.
Well, thank you for stopping by. We really appreciate it. And
Hey, you know what? Tell Colin,
yeah,
Pharaoh, and whoever else you're associated
Colin
with.
Powell.
Oh, Colin Powell.
That rhymes with swollen.
Yeah.
tell
And then-
Colin Oscopy to.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That's what Q's breath smell like. It smell like straight
Oh
Colin.
wow!
well, if
Tell
that's the
his
case,
breath you said hi to.
thank
Colin.
you.
Oh man, we'd like to thank Colin for coming on out all the way here at the barbecue.
Yeah.
Outside
All
loud.
right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't you go nowhere. We'll be right back.
That's right.
What up, boy?